you tag the right way on LinkedIn, you make friends. When you tag the wrong way, you'll probably annoy people and get flagged as spam. So we need to start with tagging etiquette, like I teach my clients, so you can tag in a way where you come out on top. And then I'll show you how to tag people and companies in both posts and comments. All right, etiquette. Now, when you tag a person or a company on LinkedIn, here's what happens. First, you're giving the person or the company a shout out. So when an outsider reading the post clicks on the tag, they're directed immediately to the person's profile or the company page. And obviously that's great for the person or the company getting tagged. Second, the person or company that was tagged gets notified of the tagging. And that can be good, but that's also where I see a lot of things go wrong, and I'll show you in a second. Third, the tagged person or company will get notified every single time another LinkedIn user engages with that post, which could also be good, but also insanely annoying, and we'll get to that soon. The problem is some LinkedIn users think, wait, if anyone I tag in my post gets a notification, then I should tag lots of people so they come and see my post and engage and then buy from me, and then I'll earn millions and millions and move to Bali and start a smoothie bowl empire and post inspirational beach selfies. Yeah. So in pursuit of their dreams, they tag an insane number of people who probably had nothing to do with the post. Now, imagine what it's like on the other end, the person being tagged. For that matter, think of the last time that you were probably tagged in some tagging extravaganza. At first, you get a notification that you've been tagged somewhere, and you probably think, cool, someone must be giving me a shout out. Someone loves me in this world of unadulterated selfishness. I better see what this post is about so I can reply and thank them. So you end up investing time in this post. Time you will never get back. You drop whatever you were in the middle of doing and navigate your way to the post. And that's when you realize that not only is the post not about you, but you're one of 30 other people who were tagged, i.e. you're not even special. I mean, of course you're special. We're all special. I'm just saying not special to this person who tagged you, to be clear. But anyway, this only further cements your theory about the unadulterated selfishness of humanity. What's worse, you keep on getting notifications, ping, 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 every single time someone engages with this godforsaken post. Plus, you have to invest time trying to figure out if you should even engage with this post, because it's kind of rude not to engage with a post that you're tagged in. At the same time, you didn't create this situation in the first place. For me, even though I'm a people pleaser to a fault, when I'm in this situation, not only do I not comment on the post, but I also untag myself by removing the mention. LinkedIn also allows us to unfollow the person or even report the post, which I've done on rare occasion. And before I tell you how it gets even worse for the person who does this ridiculous amount of tagging, let me tell you that there is a much more positive way to get people's attention on LinkedIn, and it's through DMing. There are ways to win with DMs without being pushy or salesy, and I created a whole video about it, and I'll give that link at the end. Okay, so what happens to the person who has been tagging excessively besides annoying people in their network? Their post, just by the nature of it having lots of tags in it, is already at major risk for being flagged as spam or at least low quality according to the LinkedIn algorithm, and therefore will be sent to very few news feeds. And when people respond to the post by clicking on any of these, they're pretty much sending the post to LinkedIn squirrel hell. Now, LinkedIn doesn't provide any hard and fast numbers on this, but the general rule of thumb is to tag no more than 3 to 5 people or companies in a post, as long as they are actually relevant to the post. And if you can't think of anyone who's relevant to your post, then don't tag. Totally fine. And most of the time, you're not going to be tagging. So now let's talk about how you actually tag and what happens if you try to tag and it's not working. In general, LinkedIn makes tagging pretty easy, and you can use the same process for both people and companies in both posts and comments. So let's say you want to tag in a post. In Start a Post on the homepage, start typing your post. And when you're ready to tag a person or a company, type the @ symbol, and then start typing in the name of the person or the company you want to tag until the drop-down menu shows the right person or company, and select them. And let's say you're tagging a person and you want to be more cash and just show their first name rather than their full name in the tag. Just carefully delete their last name while making sure the rest of their name is still in bold. Now, whether you're tagging in a comment or a post, you'll notice that the tag starts out in black and bold until you publish it. Then the tag becomes blue and bold. And once it's blue, anyone clicking on those words will be directed to the person's profile or the company page being tagged. But what if you can't tag someone? You type the @ symbol, you type out their name, they're in the drop-down menu, you select them, but it never turns bold. In other words, the tag won't work. That's because the person you're trying to tag has it in their settings that they don't want to be tagged. And if this happens, don't worry about it. If you must let them know that you mentioned them in a post, that hopefully, again, was relevant to them, then just go ahead and direct message them. And speaking of direct messaging, your next step on LinkedIn is learning how to build relationships without being that pushy salesperson. And it all starts by direct messaging the right way. So check out this video in the top right corner because I created the ultimate guide to direct messaging. Thank you so much and see you in the next video.